On this episode of Out of the Box Gaming, we're asking all of the questions. Well, not all of them, but we do ask many questions. We also answer them as well. You know what? Just give it a listen. You'll understand. So power up your favorite console, press play, and enjoy gaming with us.
What's up, gamers? Welcome to Out of the Box Gaming. I am your host, Nick Picard, and I'm joined by a man who always asks the right questions, Will Kinsey.
Sometimes.
So does that mean that there's no, with you, that means that there's no dumb questions?
Oh no, I don't ask the dumb questions.
Okay.
But I have been asked some dumb questions.
Okay. As long as you're not the one doing it. If you're joining us for the first time or for the 43rd time, we would like to welcome you. Yay, 43. Man, we're approaching 50.
Getting old.
We are a gaming podcast where we talk about all types of games, like video games, board games, card games, etc. Also, we will have a special guest on here from time to time, and we will, just learn about their story, their journey into gaming, and all that. And you may ask us, why are you going to talk about all this? Well, because we want to, and we think we have something to say that you may want to hear.
That's right, everyone. We want to share our love of games with you and possibly introduce you to something new.
If you want to catch us live, you can do that by going over to twitch.tv/AskinKing on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And we are also joined this morning by our wonderful producer, Lindsay, who, if you're watching live, you can't see.
Hi! I can't talk though. I don't know why I wasn't talking.
I know.
Hello.
Hi, Lindsay. Also, guys, be sure to check out our Discord. We want to hear from you, so feel free to drop topic ideas and discussion questions that you would love for us to talk about. This can be done, of course, by joining our Discord and going on over to that topic ideas and discussion questions text channel and typing away.
Yeah. So I believe Lindsay is ready, I hope, with our trivia question for the episode.
Ooh.
I got it.
Okay, good, because last night, after she fell asleep, she wakes up and goes, crap, I forgot the trivia question. And then she just falls right back asleep.
No, I got it. Yeah, I'm good to go. Okay. I don't think I've asked this one before. I hope not. At this point, it's what, 43? Is that what we... Yeah.
Yep, 43.
Hopefully I haven't asked it. Okay. Which publishing company was behind the World of Warcraft comic book that ran from 2007 to 2009?
Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, sorry.
That was last
week.
Goodness.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Publishing company.
I don't know publishing company. Well, that's difficult.
For what now?
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
Comic book.
Yeah, I don't know publishing companies for comic books. So, yeah, that's going to be...
I'm assuming that's like, Marvel, DC, Dark Horse. There's some other ones.
I'll give you this. So, I don't...
But it could be, not comic book related.
Yeah.
So there's a publisher, like a smaller publisher, but they're part of a larger. I'm looking for the larger. Because I wouldn't expect you guys to know the smaller.
Yeah, I still don't know publishing companies, really, so...
But yeah, that's it.
Is it comic book publishing companies?
Even if it's not comic book, I still don't know publishing companies, really.
I mean, if it is, that makes it a lot easier.
I don't know.
I don't know how to answer that question at this time.
Okay. Well, that is a fantastic question that you have for us today, Lindsay. Some would say fandiddly-tastic.
Mm-hmm.
But if you guys at home want to think about that question, we'll come back to it at the end of the episode to hear our answers, and then we'll get the real answer. I'm a little worried about this one.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why you would need to be worried. You are so far ahead of me, so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, welcome. Today, we are going to have some fun and answer some gaming related questions. So feel free to let us know if you agree with some of our answers or if you think we are ridiculous. We did this all the way back on episode 12, and we had a lot of fun with it, so we figured why not do it again? If you're watching live, feel free to drop a question in the chat for us to answer. So, yeah, this is why you're asking all these questions, part 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you asking all these questions? Why are you asking all these questions?
So, did you want to read out the questions for
Sure,
us? Or,
I can
okay.
do that.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. Totes. Okay, so my first question, we'll just go in order of the ones that I listed here. If you were in a video game, what game would you like to be in?
That's an excellent question you have for us today, Lindsay. If you
Yeah.
guys at home want to think about that question, we'll come back to it at the end of the episode.
No, Will. This is not our
Oh,
trivia
sorry,
question.
gosh, that's my bad.
See, the problem is like if I'm in the video game, do I have like the am I just living in the world in there, or do I have like the special powers or abilities like some characters would have that I would get to play in that video game?
Yeah, sure. I mean, this can be
I
as
assumed that it was like me in that game.
As like you're
yeah.
the main character.
No, just me as me.
Oh, you as
In that
you.
game.
We
Oh,
just
just
dropped
living in that
Will
world.
into
Okay.
a game.
Like
Yeah.
maybe dealing with that world's like skill leveling system or whatever, but that's what I imagined it was
Yeah.
like. What would I want to be in as me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If you were in a video
So
game.
probably not like,
Okay.
Doom and stuff like that.
No.
Yeah.
Heck to the no. No, jeez. I'm not sure. I mean, part of me would say, Star Wars, a Star Wars game, because just being in the Star Wars universe, but I don't want to do that. Shoot.
Roll the dice. Maybe you're force sensitive.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe you end up in a good part of the timeline. Maybe you end up in a bad
I
part of the
know. Gosh, I don't know.
timeline.
Are y'all waiting on me to answer? Y'all can answer because I don't know.
Okay, so I do have an answer, and it took me a minute to kind of think about it because a lot of games that I like, either are in very dangerous worlds that I particularly wouldn't want to live in necessarily as myself, or they're kind of just like the real world, but you'd go through scenarios and stuff, like military games, things like that.
Mhm.
So I kind of narrowed it down to RuneScape. And I'll tell you why. Because you can kind of just live in RuneScape, make money, do whatever you want, and never have to really do anything dangerous. And you can live your life being whatever you want. You can be a baker. You can set up shop and sell cakes all day if you want to in that game. And you like that's perfectly fine. People will buy your cakes on the Grand Exchange. And there's
Okay.
also quests if you want to go and kill monsters. But if you just want to like chill, like if I was forced to go into a video game world, I would probably choose RuneScape because you have so many options and it's very safe
Okay.
if you want it to be.
Um. Well, you saying that it made me think of a couple games.
Yeah.
One of them being Sims, just being in the Sims world.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Because I mean, that's just very much like what we live in now. So, I mean, that would be kind of cool. Also, Animal Crossing did cross my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about Animal Crossing. I was like, that wouldn't be like too bad.
Yeah.
But being indebted to a furry, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I would choose
Or
that.
an anthropomorphic animal.
I might choose that over because my
Correction.
first thought was Stardew, and I was like, wait, that's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
All the
I mean,
farming
we
and
did a lot of work in
mining.
Animal Crossing when we played it.
Yeah, but I like, I don't know. If I chose a game like that, it'd probably be Animal Crossing over
Yeah.
Stardew.
Though with the newest Animal Crossing, I'm not much of like a beach person or whatever. I think I would prefer like mountain area, but still.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of
Right.
those.
Yo. Next Animal Crossing, instead of your own island, you get your own mountain plateau.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
Or mountain
Nintendo.
range.
Nintendo, if you make that happen, we said it here first.
What about like someone in chat said, what about Pokemon?
Oh yeah,
Again, very dangerous.
yeah, it is
Very
dangerous.
dangerous. Got people like Team Magma wanting to like turn the whole world into a volcano. Look, I'm just a chill dude. There's nothing I can do about that. I mean, I could, but I don't. I'm not. Nah.
You don't like volcanoes?
Danger. Danger. I don't like volcanoes. I don't like giant birds that can electrocute me on just on a whim. That's scary. Right?
True, but you want your own pet Psyduck.
I mean, yeah, having your own Pokemon would be amazing.
Yes.
I don't know, man. Like I'm thinking about season 1 Pokemon where everything was just trying to kill Ash.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of Pokemon world I expect. Like Spearows just trying to get at you, Beedrill just wanting to stab you. It's like Australia but scarier. I don't know if I want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good.
Okay.
It would be pretty cool though. It would be really cool.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Just scary sometimes.
Yeah, there's a lot of games, to be thinking about. But it just really comes down to of like danger or no danger.
It's yeah, and it's obviously very, very subjective.
Yeah.
Yes, so next question. What video game character would you be? So this is you becoming whichever video game character you would like.
Yeah, who's the most OP character?
I mean, there's some OP characters, but like then again, do you want to deal with the kind of crap that some of those characters have to deal with?
Yeah. I don't.
Maybe I'm reading too much into these
I
questions.
mean, you know what? Okay, well, so
I'm getting, like, way
so
too,
I was over here thinking of what video game character would you want to be? So I was thinking of Cloud crossed my mind, but the thing is he didn't necessarily have to do that stuff. He was just taking a job, and then he was just being nice. But I mean, I was mostly also thinking Cloud because you get to wield the the Buster Sword, which is a iconic weapon. So that would be really cool to just have. Just not even just be the character itself, it's just to, have the weapon. So
yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if that is my answer. It was just one that crossed my mind of like all the perks that you would get. Um hmm. I mean, there's also, Link for that, again with, his iconic like weapon.
You want to be Mario, always losing your girlfriend to a big scary guy, right?
Oh, yeah, no. Absolutely not. I mean, it really would have just come down to like, do you want to be one of your favorite characters, or like because you think it was cool? You think it's cool when it's one of your favorite games, or do you want to be someone from a game that you kind of enjoyed, but just seems like it would be a better fit for what you would want. I don't know. A lot to think about.
Well, my answer, I totally stole from chat, but I hadn't thought of an answer yet.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I think about it, I'm like 100% yes. Lara Croft. Wouldn't that be dope?
So then
That is a good choice.
So then I could as the for a guy is Nathan Drake.
Heck yeah. I mean,
Goodness.
she is awesome. I would totally be her.
Or be the person like from the Assassin's Creed games that goes into the that has like the ancestors, and you go back and go in the why is it slipping my mind of what it's called?
Animus.
Yeah.
I was like, Amiibo?
No,
That's not
it's
right.
like it's not even. Yeah,
Going
in there.
into the Amiibo, guys.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Don't put it past Nintendo to make that a thing.
Goodness. Oh gosh. I mean, that's actually Nathan Drake is an amazing answer because being like a treasure hunter and like an archaeologist and all that would be so incredible.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. So I think that actually beats what I originally said, which was Sam Fisher, because he's a baller and he gets out of every situation, and he's been one of my favorite people for like forever. But he's also a book character, so I don't know if I can count him as a video game character. So I'm just gonna say Nathan Drake because I'm gonna copy you. That's a good answer.
Yeah,
that's a really good answer.
Next question. What fictional character would function well in the real modern world?
Lara Croft. Nathan Drake.
I mean, maybe.
Okay, I feel like it should be more. I mean, those are already kind of close to modern world in a way. Yeah. So let's just try to think of ones that are,
okay,
a little bit more, different.
Before we do that, I will give my two answers from so I was like, okay, from video games or from fiction in general. But first I said Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs because I mean, if you're that good of a hacker and you can just get away with stuff like that, you can make life very easy for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then in fiction in general, I said Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, he's also in video games.
Yeah.
But from people who aren't from a sort of modern, sort of realistic world, circle back to me.
See, a lot for me. I'm just thinking a lot of the different I don't know if they really have a set name, but all the different survival games. Because you drop them in, the modern world or whatever, they already know how to survive, and then they would be able to, adapt and function well. So
you're right.
So we're not answering with Kratos, right?
Yeah, no. No.
I don't think he would handle trying to get a regular 9-to-5 very well.
Yeah.
And that was one of the big things that immediately struck out a lot of people. I was like, oh yeah, they do just fine. They got a lot of skills. They very personable. Wait, would they really want to get a job? Would they be able to get a job?
Yeah.
Could
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine Kratos making your burger at McDonald's.
I don't know. I feel like Kratos would probably be a bouncer somewhere, or security.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he would be a burger flipper at all.
No, he wouldn't be. I just wanted to imagine that.
I mean, yes, that is very funny to imagine.
I need someone with artistic ability to draw that out for me. I don't know. I should have thought about these beforehand.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, the survival characters. Kind of like well, yeah, just basically the survival characters or whatever. I'm just trying to think of some other ones because that one's kind of like a easy one. It's not necessarily a set character. I mean, you can go ahead and answer while I'm thinking if you have your answer. Will?
Um, I mean, why not like freaking Zelda from Legend of Zelda? I feel like she could probably do pretty well in the modern world if she
Yeah,
still had like all of her magics and everything.
yeah.
If not, she would just be a really like I don't like she probably wouldn't be a princess because she came over to this world. So she wouldn't have. I don't know. Maybe not Zelda. Goodness, it's a tough one, guys.
I know the thing is like if they knew their life as what they were in a video game, and then they come over to the real world. I'm just thinking of like who would be able to not get um not let the fame get stuck in their head because any from a video game if they came over and people would recognize that they would have some sort of fame, like who would be able to handle that well and not just use it as like a new power.
Um, Samus. I maybe. I mean, I know she's futuristic, but I mean, coming back in time
Mm-hmm.
could also work, right? And maybe Mario.
Yeah,
Mario might let it go to his head, but he seems wholesome enough that
yeah,
I mean, plus
he'd do well. And he's
he's
already
a
got multiple
plumber.
jobs. He's a
Yeah.
doctor. He's a plumber. He's a magician.
He plays
You know,
tennis.
he plays tennis, he plays
he
golf,
plays
he's
tennis.
very
That might
active.
be hobbies. I
He's
don't
a
know if he does those
racer.
professionally.
He
Yeah,
could race professionally.
he can play music.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's a jack of all trades. So
So Mario
Mario.
might be the good answer here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We'll say Mario.
I like it.
sweet.
Yeah.
Are you ready for our next one?
Sure.
I
Yay!
guess. We're getting deep in these questions.
Well, that's fine. What's a game you didn't expect to enjoy but you ended up liking?
I do actually have an answer for this.
Oh.
Same.
Mine is League of Legends. I remember back in I think it was high school or right after wait, when did League of Legends actually come out?
2009,
I
2008,
think it was
2009.
9. League of Legends came out in 2009. So yeah, I graduated high school in 2010. So yeah, I remember going over to a friend's apartment, and he was talking about this game, and I didn't really seem interested at all. And he is like, just watch a game or whatever. And he had it where he was playing a game, and he had it also linked to his TV where he can have basically what was playing on the monitor was going to play on the TV, so it was easy for me to watch. And I was just going, watching or whatever, and he was explaining it. He was playing Master Yi. I remember that, and I was just kind of bored or whatever. I was just like, I don't know if this is something I want to play. I know it's something he really wants me to like try to get into and play with him, but it just seemed very boring. I was like, I don't know what's going on or whatever. It did not pique my interest. And then later in college, I don't know how it came up. I can't remember who brought it up, if it was me, or our friend Alex or something. I don't know. But we ended up downloading it and we played it, and I had a frack ton of fun with it. I still have fun with it, despite the people in the chat on the game like will be toxic. I just a lot of times I hide that chat away so I don't have to deal with the negativity of some people. So,
Fair.
but I mean, yeah, like that was a game that I really thought I didn't think I would play. But then whenever I did, I really enjoyed it because there's like all these different characters. Like they have over 100 different characters, and each character is different. I mean, there's some that may have similarities in some things, but it's just it's a really big game. and
Oh yeah.
very
Oh
popular.
yeah, and they got
so.
that new character coming out, which we haven't talked about.
Wait, what? There's another new character?
Yeah, Gwen. Not Quinn, but Gwen.
I'll look it up as you answer. Lindsay answers.
What was the question?
A
What?
game that you didn't expect to enjoy, but you ended up liking.
Yeah. I mean, my answer is actually pretty recently. My roommate got me Battlefront 2, which obviously I did not expect to enjoy because of all of the controversy around it. And people said that they like fixed it, but obviously when like a game is kind of flawed at its core, you don't really expect it to be any good. But
Yeah.
I picked it up, downloaded it, and I've played quite a few of the game modes, and I mean it's pretty dang fun. Not gonna lie. It doesn't quite hold up, obviously, to the classics in terms of, you know, my expectations,
Hmm.
and that might be nostalgia wise.
Yeah.
But they do really well with it. They have like the heroes and villains or whatever, where you can just straight up duel as different like famous characters like Obi-Wan and General Grievous and
Yeah. Yeah.
Kylo Ren
Yeah.
and all them. Um so yeah, uh I was pleasantly surprised that I actually enjoyed that game when I played it.
Yeah. I mean, I had a lot of fun with it. I mean,
Yeah.
for me, like even though the first one that they did, it wasn't great, but it's still for me it was like hey, it's Star Wars. It's a shooter game that I enjoy. Which if you ever play I don't know how you play it, but for me, if you play the Star Wars Battlefront games, and I know in the newer ones they give you the option to do third person or first person. I only do third person because that's what I grew up with those games.
I
I
didn't know I could switch to third person. I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah, because that's
Gosh.
how the old ones were, and I was like, no, I want it to be third person because I want it to feel a little bit more like the older ones. So I did
Yeah.
that.
And I mean, third person is just always better. You get a better field of view. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch it up to third
I'm
person.
glad I was able to tell you
Goodness.
that.
Thank you. Thank
Brand
you.
new information. My answer is Overwatch. I legit, when I first watched, I think we first saw Tim the Tatman playing it, and I thought it looked so stupid. I was like, what's with this animation? What's with these characters? This is the dumbest thing ever. And then we played it, and I really liked it. So yeah.
Heck yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay, next one. If you had to marry the last video game character you played, who would it be?
Well, dang. I mean, I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine with mine. Um,
Mine is Loba from Apex Legends, and I'm not complaining. So
That's not bad.
see, mine would be
Um,
Horizon from Legends, but I don't really know much about her. But I mean, she's got that Scottish accent, red hair. She's a scientist, so I'm down.
I'm 100% okay with Loba.
I'm not cool with mine at all. Look, okay, so last video game I played was last night when I was playing Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions.
Hmm.
Now, the problem with that is every single character in that game is a middle schooler,
Oh,
a middle school
oh,
boy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you play as a team of them, so it's one of those little middle schoolers. So,
that's yeah. I don't know
there
about
you
that one.
go.
I don't know about that one. What about the game before that? Since we
Before
don't, since
that,
we won't count that because
before that, I played
Why?
Valheim.
Why are you just
So my
looking
Valheim
at
character?
pictures of her?
Lindsay, that was very rude of you to interrupt Will as he was talking.
All right.
So, Will, go ahead. Your
He
Valheim
said
character?
yes.
I guess it would be my Valheim character. That was the last game I played before that. Either that or Smash, and I don't remember the last character I played in Smash. Oh, it was Palutena. So, yeah, either my Valheim character or Palutena or a middle school boy.
Well,
Well, we're not going to count that middle school boy just for,
Okay.
because that's
Yep.
wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, you could wait years. They didn't say you had to marry him right now.
I think I'll go with Palutena.
Okay.
Shoot, I'll even take my Viking. Goodness gracious. Okay.
Is that the next
Um,
question?
I think so. I mean,
y'all getting lucky with these
No, I
nice
just didn't mean 'cause you
Apex
said that.
Legends characters.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, I mean, this is just a
I have a very quick answer for this one.
opinion.
I have a quick answer for this one, too.
Are PC gamers really superior to console players?
No, but their
No.
gear is.
I was just going to say no. No, they're not.
I mean, no. As a console player, my answer is no.
I mean...
But I do think there are advantages to playing mouse and keyboard.
But the thing is, I feel like even with some people that play on mouse and keyboard, like they're a PC gamer, and if you, like, even with some of these games that are, cross-play, and so there's some that are on console, I still feel like there's some people on console that are better than people that are on PC. Like, it does happen. So, you can't say that all PC gamers are better than console players, because that's just not true.
Well, it says superior.
Superior? No. I mean, there'll be some advantages and disadvantages, but overall, yeah, no.
I mean, if I were to game on PC, I would be a lot worse than I am gaming on console, but that's just because I'd be making that switch.
Yeah.
But I think mouse and keyboard does have its advantage when it comes to
But
a lot
also,
of games.
with PC gamers, you don't necessarily have to use mouse and keyboard. You can hook up a controller.
You dang right. You can. You can.
I mean, I'll still use a PS4 controller until they add it where I could use my PS5 controller on PC. But
So really, this question is invalid.
I mean, it's asking if the gamers are superior, which obviously they're not, but their gear is. It is.
But also, the same time, you can hook up a mouse and keyboard to a console. You may just have to buy something to make that
I
happen.
mean, we have a friend who's
Yeah, but my PC is still going to be more powerful than
Yeah.
a console.
That's not always the case for everyone out there with the new system, the new
I know.
gaming console. So
I know, but look, this PC is
Yeah, I
like
know.
4 years old and hasn't been upgraded in 4 years and will still beat out a PlayStation 5. Like, I'm cool with it.
I think the question should be: do PC gamers have much bigger egos than console players?
Probably, actually.
Yeah.
I'm saying yes.
Anywho's.
Probably.
Moving on. Have you ever used a walkthrough?
Yes, absolutely. I assume we're going to be like a walkthrough, as in, like, what, you go online and you use like someone doing a walkthrough, or also the strategy guide that they would sell, or they still sell, which makes no sense to me, at like, Walmart or GameStop or something. Like, I have used one of those. I didn't use it the whole time I played the game, but I did use it. I still, like, even the last time I went to my dad's house, when I was looking for things, I still found my old Pokemon, I think it was Platinum, that game that was for the, DS? Or, yeah, I think it was for the DS or something. I found that strategy guide. And I know I didn't use that the whole time, but it was still nice because I didn't really have... I mean, I think I still had access to the internet, but it wasn't great internet at that time. it was kind of slow. But for me, it was just easy because like it would tell you other things of like, hey, this Pokemon can be found here, and here's the different evolutions for the Pokemon, and it evolves at this level, and it will have these different moves. Here's all the TMs that it can learn, and here's all the other moves that it will learn as you level it up or whatever. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And especially in those Pokemon games, those strategy guides were very helpful because when they started incorporating time and seasons and stuff like that into those games, they never really explained it very well in the game. But those guides were like, hey, if you want to catch this Pokemon, you have to go here,
Hmm.
but at night, otherwise you're not going to find it,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I definitely use those as well, especially because Pokemon always wanted to put invisible items places that you like couldn't see. They'd be at the end of like a dead end or something, and you'd have to like walk up it and like stand one block away from the end and like click A and like, oh, you picked up this invisible item. Good for you. The strategy guys told you where those were.
Yeah.
Um, Now in terms of like a walkthrough for like a story-based game or a long campaign-like game, um, I haven't. Um, Mostly because I just really enjoy like fighting through those games and figuring things out. Which usually is why it takes me longer to play through games like that because I just kind of like beat my head against the wall until I figure it out. Which is why I kind of love like Dark Souls, and I never read any of like the walkthroughs or anything of the Dark Souls games.
Hmm.
I just powered through it. Um, but in some games, yeah, I'll do a walkthrough. Like Captain Tsubasa is just a really fun mess around game, but you can unlock all of these like super cool anime kicks that you can like kick the soccer ball in and set it on fire and have like a tiger behind you roaring. It's insane, right?
Hmm.
But you have to unlock it by doing all these things. So I'll watch a walkthrough of how to unlock things
Yeah. And
like that. Sure,
I know
why
with
not?
like survival games, I've watched like a walkthrough of like how to build this or upgrade this. Because I know with Minecraft, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
necessarily know how to make
I can see
everything,
that.
and I'm like, oh, I need to figure out how to like maybe build this or whatever, like an automated like farm or something. Um, and I
Yeah.
know I've looked up things for Valheim. I've recently looked up stuff for like Astroneer, um, just because most of the time those games don't really tell you what to do or how to build things. So you're just kind of like put there and it's like, hey, best of luck. Here you go.
I have most certainly, especially like growing up with my Nancy Drew games that I played when there were times where I was stuck. I'd go to the website and go to the forums and stuff. I I think it's very much okay to use walkthroughs. I don't know if I think you should still be paying however much for the book when you have the internet at your disposal, unless it's just something that like you collect. Like that could be something that someone's like, I collect the books, or I just have always have and want to
A lot of
continue
them
to
do
do.
have those like hardback collector's
Yeah.
editions. I know I have a
Yeah.
few of the hardback Pokemon ones that I like never even opened, but I have them.
Yeah, I don't have any of the hardbacks. Like the one that
They're
the
nice.
Pokemon one that I had like found, it was like just a paperback, and that was probably one of the thickest like strategy guides I've seen. Like I think it's still like that thick. Like anytime I go, I'm like,
Jeez,
yeah, it's a big one.
Mm.
So
Well,
goodness.
we ready for our next one?
sure.
I guess.
So I started to read the same one. Okay. If video games didn't exist, what would you do?
I would lay in bed, stare at the ceiling, and slowly slip into madness.
I do that anyway. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, but for real, I don't know what I would do. I mean, I would find, I'm sure I would have some other kind of hobby. Um, I mean, it's really hard to say. Like, trying to think of a world where video games don't exist. Um, I mean, I'm sure that I would, find other things. Like, I don't know. Like that's really hard to think about.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's other things that I do now that's not video games, um, like I've watched TV, exercise. Um, I used to play disc golf a lot until the pandemic hit, and it's just haven't really gone out to do that really. I have board games, so I probably would play a lot of board
Mm-hmm.
games. So yeah.
Um, my first answer was find someone to make some games.
Okay.
But if that's still not possible, I mean, we still have card games and we have board games and things
Hmm.
that we can play in person.
Yeah.
And other than that, like you said, there's other hobbies like TVs and such. I would like to think I would do a little bit more blacksmithing because that is a hobby of mine
Oh
that I haven't
yeah.
done quite a lot of lately. But realistically, I did spend a year in North Charleston in between my move from, I moved from Key West up to North Charleston and then up here. Um, so my year in North Charleston, I didn't have any internet that entire year. So I didn't play a whole lot of video games. And sadly, and actually very depressingly, I spent most of my time like that I was at home watching old DVDs that I had with commentaries. Like I had watched all the DVDs. I was like, all right, I've seen this movie. And then I started watching them with commentaries. So that's probably more realistic of what I would do, but I would like to think that I would, do more
So,
blacksmithing and be a little bit more productive with my time if video games didn't exist. But that's probably not the case.
so you like turned into a 70-year-old for a year.
I did. I really did. It was amazing. But looking back, it's very depressing, but it was amazing at the time. Because I knew like which commentaries were the best, and some DVDs had like 3 or 4 commentaries. I was like, wow, that's amazing. I get to watch this 3 or 4 more times.
Wow.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I don't know what I'd do. Maybe I would actually sit down and read more. Though at this point in my life, I start to read and I fall asleep.
It's been me my whole life.
I
So
mean,
I
sleeping is a good
guess.
hobby.
I mean, yeah, but I really want to read a book. But I
Well,
just
well, go read.
sit down and end up falling asleep. Or
Oh
maybe
yeah,
I'd actually
I do
continue
have this
writing.
stack of books that I could read.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I mean, I'd find something to do. I mean, I had a life where I didn't play video games before
I mean, I had a life where I
I
rarely
met
played video
Nick.
games.
So,
That was more TV and sports.
definitely read more
So,
then. But sometimes I'll be playing video games and I'll be falling asleep too. So, I mean, I just fall asleep faster when I read. Which makes me sad. It takes a year to finish a book. Anyway. Um, who do you usually choose as your fighter in Super Smash Brothers?
Pikachu or Link. Those are really my go-tos. Sometimes Greninja. Um, yeah, that's for Smash Brothers. Now, if we want to talk about other fighting games like Injustice, the DC fighting game, my go-tos, like I thought it was going to be Batman, but no, it turned out to be Aquaman and
Aquaman's good in that one.
yeah. Who was the other one? There was another one. I can't think of his name. Yeah. I mean, I'll figure it out. But those are really the fighting games I would play. I know, like Soul Calibur, I never really played. I don't know the characters in that. I know that there was, the Star Wars characters in some of the old ones, but
Mhm.
Street Fighter, I don't really know the characters in that one. Mortal Kombat, I do know some of those, and one of my favorites in Mortal Kombat, I can't remember which one. Oh, let me look up. What's his name? Smoke. Smoke was one of my main ones whenever I played one of the Mortal Kombat games. I just liked
Oh yeah, I
his.
remember in college we played that one Mortal Kombat game, and I remember you using smoke.
Yeah, that was my go-to one.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
Justice. Let me get those
See.
characters so I can.
I never really play any of them, so I don't really have an answer.
Well, for Super Smash Bros, my favorite character is Samus.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually like to throw Samus or Dark Samus. But quite often, if I'm doing um like multiple people in a match, I'll opt for someone that I could just kind of troll with, or someone I can police with if I know that there's like an exceptionally good person and everyone else isn't that good and I'm just kind of like average or whatever. I'll choose someone that I can at least bully the good person with to make it fun for most people and give that person a bit of a challenge. Um, so I'll choose like, you know, Bowser or any of the heavy hitters that it's like, oh, okay, I did 5 hits to you and you're already at like 150 damage. We're good. Like sometimes like that for Smash. But it just depends on whether I'm doing 1v1s or in a group.
Yeah.
If I'm doing 1v1s, probably Samus. Or Cam Falcon. Cam Falcon's fun.
Mm.
Um and then Soul Calibur, so ever since I was little, I've been playing Tekken games. And my favorite character was always Yoshimitsu, and they put him in Soul Calibur. So my answer for Soul Calibur would be Yoshimitsu, and also for Tekken would be Yoshimitsu as well. Um, and what you said, Injustice 2,
I just said
right?
Injustice. I mean, it could be the first or
Or
second one, which I remember mine for Injustice was Nightwing. So
Gotcha.
that was the other one I was surprisingly, enjoyed.
I played Injustice 2 a lot more than the first one. So I will say for that one, um, Harley Quinn and Green Arrow were my
Oh,
go-tos.
Green Arrow was such a good
Harley
one.
Quinn was amazing. And Green Arrow could just like he could just torture people.
Yeah,
It was
gosh,
amazing.
Green Arrow was so good. I enjoyed him in the
Um,
first one, and I think he was fairly like the same in the second one. And
he was just
he was
good at
just
all
yeah,
ranges.
yeah.
All ranges.
Do you remember what I
Um,
used to play when I played Injustice with you?
No.
Me
I
either.
remember one time you played Superman, and I was getting annoyed because you learned how to do like his just laser thing from going from like one end to
oh
the
yep.
thing to the other, and you just kept spamming it, and I was getting annoyed
When I
because
learned one move in a fighting game, I spammed it.
yeah, it was just that
That's
one
what
was
you learn to
annoying
get
to.
better at. And then finally, like you said, Mortal Kombat. Uh, Smoke was cool, but I was always a fan of Raiden.
Okay.
Um, I just liked his lore and his hat, which I based my character Hung Lo from our D&D um, campaign. He had a Jingasa hat, just like Raiden, that he could throw that was imbued with lightning. So that was I kind of based that off of his hat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is your favorite villain from a video game and why?
I have two for this one.
This was a very hard one for me.
Yeah, it was very hard. But I have two. I
Okay.
have Gladys from Portal, and I have Handsome Jack from Borderlands.
Ooh.
It's mostly the humor
Mhm.
from the games and that the characters have. That's mostly why I like them, is because of the humor. Handsome Jack was hilarious whenever I went through the games. And then Glass, I mean, that's just always fun. So, but that's my biggest reason is because of the humor. So,
Heck yeah. Well, Gladys was actually one of mine, and for a similar reason, I just loved the character and like how they did that game, the humor and just everything about it. Like that's a very memorable villain. Like I
Mhm.
haven't played Portal in years,
Yeah,
years,
same.
years. I still have it installed on my computer, and I still think about that game like a lot.
Yeah.
So gotta say Gladys. And then like I was trying to think of like an actual good like villain, and I really like couldn't think of one. But then, um, strangely enough, so the entity from Dead by Daylight kind of counts as a villain because it's trapping both the survivors and the killers in this area
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
basically making them duke it out. So it's the ultimate villain against who would essentially be the villains in their own stories and the heroes of their stories. So it's the ultimate villain over all of them. So I think that's a really good one. And no one knows anything about it. It just pulls these random people into these maps and makes them duke it out, basically.
Yeah. How about
I
you,
don't
Lindsay?
have an
Oh,
answer
Lindsay
to
doesn't have
this
one. Okay.
question. Nope.
All right.
Next up we've got a would you rather. Would you rather have loads of time to play games, but only be able to buy 2 games a year? Or be able to buy loads of games, but never have time to play them?
Um. So, look, being able to buy loads of games and never have time to play them, it's nice because the time that you would get to play games, you have options. But at the same time, it sucks having options because you don't know what you want to play or what you would want to start and stuff. I think overall, I would rather have loads of time to play games than only buy 2 games a year because there's still games that I've had for years,
And there are ones that are free.
and there's ones that are free that I don't necessarily have to buy. But there's games I've had for a while that I still play today. So, for me, I would rather have the more time to play games. Because really, like, with how the years have been going, there's only been, like, a few, like, a couple good games that will come out a year. Um, I know there's, more games, but also a lot of games come out around Christmas time. And you can ask for games for Christmas, and that's not you buying them. So,
Yep.
that's another way to, get them. So, yeah, I would rather have the more time to play games and only buy 2 a year. So,
I
Fair.
was operating under the same assumption that you could both play free games and be gifted games.
yeah.
So having all the time in the world to play games and only be able to buy 2 a year sounds fine to me.
And also we could we could like definitely screw with that if there was like, say there was a new game coming out that we, both wanted and we wanted to play, but we already bought our 2 games. We'd be like, "Hey, I'll gift you the game and you gift me the game."
Uh, that's cheating. That's cheating.
So,
But I like where your head's at.
but you,
Lindsay?
It's same answer, yeah.
Okay. Sweet. And then we have one final question here.
Yes. Would you give up video games for life to receive $500,000 in cash, or would you refuse the money? I
Uh,
think the money price should be a little higher.
Yeah, I was going to say absolutely not. That money price is way too low to give up that for life. If it was give up video games for a year for that amount of money, yeah, I would do that. But
Or like
for life, no. Those are some.
maybe a few million.
That's a small number. You need to pump those numbers up.
Well, you say small
I don't
number,
know,
but
man.
I'd love to have that.
I'd have to see the contract, but like I might. Like, that's a lot of money, and you can do a lot with that amount of money. Like if someone was like, here's $500,000, I could probably turn that $500,000 into quite a bit more than that. Now, if it was here's $500,000, and if you ever touch a video game, even if it's like you have kids 20 years from now and they're like, hey dad, can you help me with this level, and you hop on the video game for 5 minutes and you have to like pay it back, it might be a little risky.
Yeah.
It might be a little risky because that's like, one slip up in what counts as a video game, like,
I see. My mind was like, you can't slip up. You can't do any type of
yeah.
game at all. Video game.
So I would have to read the contract. I would consider it, but I don't know if I would take that risk. But I would consider it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sort of same boat here. Or if it was like a couple $1,000,000, I'd be like, sure, yeah, I'm done for life.
I mean, even then, even if it was a couple $1,000,000, you got to be careful.
Yeah, you still got, yeah.
Because what if at one point you like, play something on accident? That can happen. We're in the modern world.
Yeah, they're
true.
Yeah.
And what's considered a video game?
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I'm saying, right?
yeah. Well, those questions.
Yeah. So if any of y'all, listening, if let us know what your answers are for, each thing. You can, comment that wherever it is that you're listening to this podcast. But we're going to move on to our nostalgia game of the week.
Da-da-da-da-da.
This is where we spin a wheel that has a list of games that give us that nostalgia feel. And, whatever the wheel lands on, we'll talk about the game briefly. And if you have any suggestions to add to the wheel, feel free to go to the Discord and drop them in the nostalgia game suggestion channel. So, spin this wheel, and we got SSX.
I don't know this game.
I don't know this game. This is, I think this was Will's.
It was mine. It was. So SSX and SSX Tricky and SSX3 are all snowboarding games. Kind of like what was it, Slope or whatever, the one that you were talking
Steep.
about. Steep.
Steep.
Sorry.
There was also, I know when I was younger, I played Snowboard Kids.
I don't know if I ever played that one.
That was on 64, so I'm kind of just feeling like when I'm looking at it, that's what I'm kind of getting the feel of.
Could be. But you did all of these insane tricks, and like I remember very vividly pretty much the very first map, super like basic until you get to about the middle of it, and then they've got rails and stuff that like just go up into the like way up into the air, and you're like flying 200 feet in the air, grinding on rails and doing insane stuff. And the snowboards were like magnetic instead of being clipped on the person's feet, so they would do these crazy tricks where they would like separate themselves from their board and like spin it, and they would spin as well and do like insane stuff.
That's cool.
It was really good, especially for a game that was made in like the late 90s, early 2000s. Like the physics and everything, whatever engine they were using to make it was just like top notch. Now that could be some of the nostalgia, leaking out, but I remember it being very well made, especially for the time.
Let's see, the first one was released in 2000, and the latest release that they had was 2012. What was the one they had? That was just SSX as well. Let me look at images for that.
Oh, nice. They might have done like a remaster or an update or something back then.
Oh, dang. Doesn't look that bad. Like the updated.
Heck
It,
yeah.
it looks a lot like Steep, like with the updated in a way. But yeah.
Nice. But yeah, I loved that game. First time I played it, I went on summer break to my dad's in Florida, and he had gotten that for the PlayStation 2. He had gotten SSX Tricky, and I played that like all day, every day, all summer break. and then was obsessed with that game for years after that.
Nice. I mean, I'm surprised it's not one that I played because I enjoy those kind of games.
I've never heard of this game.
Lindsay's never heard of the game.
Nope.
Well, this was a good nostalgia game for me today.
Um, let's see. Well, I mean, did we want to talk about what we've been playing or no?
We can.
I mean, we
I
can.
already kind of told you what I've been playing.
Yeah, but that was
People,
me. You didn't
people
tell.
might not want to know. I'll tell the
Um,
people what I've been playing. And well, actually, you tell the people what you've been playing first, man.
I mean, more Apex. Um, I've also tried out Astroneer some more. I'm kind of digging it. I still don't know really much about it. Um, one of those like survival type games.
Mhm.
Yeah. I've
I've been
done.
curious about it, so definitely let me know what you think.
It's
I
currently
might
on
get it.
sale on Steam for 35% off. Which I don't know if I like. I feel like maybe I should just send you like, or you maybe like look up videos, or I can hop on and like stream it on the Discord and you can watch some of it. I mean, it's kind of cool. Like I want to know more. It's just that with those whole survival games, they don't really tell you much or whatever. And it's like, you need to go and do like need to build things or whatever. I don't know what all I need to do. But I mean, it to me the aesthetics of it looks really good and I enjoy it. So I was just playing that a little bit. Let's see, what are the game? I did start Watch Dogs Legion for the first time earlier this week.
Oh,
I
yeah.
am enjoying it. It is. I never played one of those Watch Dogs games, but I am enjoying it. It's fun. I definitely will be continuing that. Um, I would say, I could talk more about it. I will say this. So on that one, you can like recruit people, and I was very upset because I went and I like tried to go recruit somebody, and they're like, okay, well, you help me out, I'll help you out, or whatever. So it's like, okay, cool. So I had to go and do a mission. It was a 2-part mission for them. I do the first thing, that was super easy. Go and do the second thing, I had to go and like rescue someone and bring them back to a certain area. I do that. As soon as I bring them back to the certain area, after I like brought them back and they were safe and stuff, I'm starting to get attacked by somebody and I had to escape from them. I'm, just booking it. And it's these drones that just keep following me and I don't know what to do. Like I've hacked them, had some drop down, but then there's more that just keep coming after me. So I eventually get out of the car, and it was just very unfortunate of where I got out of the car because there was like other enemies or something, and they were shooting on me, and those other enemies ended up killing me. And then whenever I come back, it said that I failed the mission, even though the person was safe, and I didn't get the recruitment. So I did all the work basically, and I did everything for that person. I just ended up dying, and it didn't give me another chance. So I was like, well, this is dumb. So
Goodness.
So I was upset about that. Um. Done marbles. Smash Brothers, Mario Kart. I mean, we did that yesterday. What did I do on? I don't know. I think that might be it. I think that might be it. I mean, let me look at my state. I mean, I played a little of Gloomhaven, but not a lot. It was just a couple more
We did
missions.
Stardew.
Did a few. Yeah, some Stardew. I ended up getting Planet Zoo. Kind of like Planet Coaster.
Yeah.
I did buy Planet Zoo because it was on sale, and I still had some Steam gift card, so I did get that. I haven't started it yet, but and I haven't played Dead by Daylight in a while. Ever since I got it on Steam, I have not played it.
Yeah, we need to play, man.
So,
I haven't played all week, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that's mostly what I've been playing. Mostly Apex. So, yeah.
Yeah, Apex here. That's what I played. I played Apex and Stardew this week. I think that was pretty much it.
Yeah. What about you, Will?
I have been playing. I played a little bit of League of Legends. Played a couple ARAMs. Um, like I mentioned earlier, started playing some of that Battlefront 2. Enjoyed it. Really liking the specialist class. Like being a sniper.
Mm-hmm.
It's my jam. Um, and I like the ship battles. I had to completely change around the controls for my controller. Um, because they have you do like the way they have the sticks set up in that game is I had to change it. But I got it fixed and it's awesome. So it's really good if you get your controls working right.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, I've been grinding through Valheim, playing a lot of that. We're getting ready to go fight one of the final bosses. Um, and I have a bunch of pet wolves, which I'm very proud of. They're my baby boys. Um, but my current mission is trying to build the tallest structure I can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That can also support like a little cabin on top. Kind of like Kami's Lookout, but in Viking times, so it won't
Okay.
be as tall or as big at the top. But I want them.
But will
So I've
will
been
all the squares make a circle?
all the squares will make a
Okay.
circle. I have guaranteed that.
Okay.
Um, my mission now is to figure out if I need to um basically grow a tree and build off of the tree, or
Mm.
start on top of a giant monolith in one of the most dangerous areas in the game. Um, but me and my buddies are handling that. Me and my roommate and our other friend, we're figuring it out. Just basically trying to find the weirdest places to put bases.
I gotcha.
Um, and gosh, yeah, and Captain Tsubasa, Rise of Legends, where you play as an anime
Middle school boy.
middle schooler soccer player. Um, but it's so fun. It's legit one of the best sports games I've ever played. Um, and like I'm not a huge soccer dude. Like I do enjoy some football.
Football. Yeah.
Um, but man, being able to just launch a ball halfway across the field with a tiger roaring behind you and the ball like being glowing, it's an experience, man. It's just really fun. I've been enjoying it.
Oh,
But
sweet.
yeah, so what about you, Lindsay? What you been playing?
Nothing more than Stardew and
Doing
Apex, I think.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I've been enjoying Apex lately.
Yeah, last night we played some Apex and we got second. Like throughout the whole thing, we didn't really see
Oh,
anyone. And I was saying to we were playing. It was Lindsay and then our friend Sorrel. Um, and I was saying I was like, look, we need to fight somebody, but I'm afraid that we're going to fight somebody because they're going to have like better stuff than what we have because we had like blue armor or white armor and it was just like look it's like we need to fight somebody and then Sorrel was like or we just need to find some dead boxes. So okay, and then we
Yeah.
just like move along and then we found an area where there was like at least 10 dead boxes and we geared up like it was she was like hey like I said we just need to find some of those dead boxes or whatever and like there was yeah we got everything that we needed and we ended up getting second in that.
yeah, because my two teammates went down.
Okay, look, I
I killed
cracked
2
shields.
out of 3 of them.
I cracked
Wow.
shields on 2 of them
I
and
know.
but one of them I should have pushed.
I didn't say I did all the work.
Yeah, I should have pushed and knocked him but he got some shields back.
I
And
was
then
just so upset.
yeah.
I killed 2 of them. I was like, okay, there's 1 left. He had to have been low. I don't
Yeah.
know. But he killed me before I could kill him. I was so upset.
That's okay.
Those are the situations where I feel my heart pounding in my head.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, that's it.
All right, well, we're going to move on to Out of the Box Gaming News.
Ha hoo shamo.
Apparently we have Michael Jackson in the house. Yo, thanks for making an appearance, MJ. Welcome to Out of the Box Gaming News with Lizzie Picard.
A new report from researchers at the University of Plymouth and Wolverhampton have discovered that loot boxes are structurally and psychologically akin to gambling. The first digital-only E3 will take place from June 12th through the 15th and include appearances from Xbox, Nintendo, Capcom, Ubisoft, Take-Two Interactive, Warner Brother Games, and more, but not Sony. Space software engineer Michael Pick created a fully playable 65-pound 70 by 30-inch Nintendo Switch and donated it to the Monroe Carl Jr. Children's Hospital in Nashville, Tennessee. EA filed a patent for an adaptive difficulty system that dynamically adjusts how hard a game is, aiming to keep players active for longer. And a new report suggests that after some internal turmoil at some of Sony's smaller studios, a remake of the original Last of Us is in the works.
Back to us.
Yeah, sorry.
Back to us.
I was thinking about that last one.
Okay, so loot boxes, gambling.
I could have told you that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's been a thing for a while. Because I remember seeing like a report or something dealing with CS:GO, not so much of the of loot boxes, but it's something where I think it's like a box or whatever that you open or whatever, and it's going through to see if you're going to get like this special skin. Like it's been dealt with gambling.
The safes or the crates or whatever.
Yeah, it's been dealt with gambling for quite some time.
I mean, yeah, I could have.
Yes. EA, hey, first digital only, not EA, E3.
You did that last time.
I know I did that last time. And definitely looking forward to that. I mean, Sony hasn't been at E3 in the past, few years, which, I mean, makes sense that they're not going to be there again. They're just kind of like doing their own thing, which is still just good, just as good. And I mean, it's pretty much what they did at E3. They're just doing it on their own. So, I mean, no big deal. But I'm just looking forward to seeing E3 again with all the different things. I mean, this last year, it wasn't that bad. Like, every person had, like, their own conference. So they just had a separate date that they did it, which was fine. But I'm glad we're getting E3 again. It's really cool that, a person, that Michael Pick person, made a 65-pound Nintendo Switch and donated it. That's cool. I just want to know is do you just have to work as a team to use the controls? Because I mean that thing's massive. Like I saw a picture of it, but
5'8" in length.
Yeah, it's like because you can't. I don't think you could do that yourself.
2.5 feet.
Or could you hook up small controllers to it and just use the screen? I don't know. That's cool though.
That's a person size. Anyway.
Let's see. EA filed a patent for the adaptive difficulty system that, okay, look, I think it's kind of cool. I know some people are just going to hate on it because it's EA, but, look, people are just experimenting with, dealing with games of, what they can, do. This is just something that I guess they just wanted to patent and they think, is going to be cool of, the adaptive difficulty. So I mean, I'd be interested to see how it works.
So is that
look, you can't patent your games being difficult because you made them badly. All right, this is not something. Come on, EA.
So is that if I'm playing a game and I keep dying, I'm having a lot of trouble, is it just gonna magically make itself a little easier?
I think so. Of how it is. It recognizes that you keep struggling here, it's gonna make it a little bit easier just for you to keep people from, I guess, rage quitting or something.
I am 100% okay with this.
Yeah. Because, I mean, let's see. There's Jedi Fallen Order.
Because then I would have to be hey, Nick, Come beat this part of the game for me
Let's see.
so I can move on.
Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order, Respawn Entertainment, EA. It's on there. Hey, look. So, that was a game, there was some parts where I got frustrated because I kept dying. Even when I would try different things, nothing was working. So, I mean, I feel like, it could be a good thing, but I would also want it to not just be that's a guarantee that's going to be in the game.
Well, they should make
I
it
still
an
want it to be,
option
yeah.
to where you can turn it off.
I want it to be an option like where it's like, hey, here's easy, here's normal, here's hard, and here's the adaptive difficulty. I thought like you can pick where you would want to start, and we're going to adapt to it. I would like to have the option. Don't make it where it's you have to do it this way.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool. Did you have any other thoughts on that, Will?
Man, I mean, you covered it.
Okay.
Shoot, it's exciting. Obviously, I'm skeptical about anything EA, but it's exciting.
Yeah, and then the report. Okay, like I don't understand why they're going to do another remake of the original Last of Us. We already have a remake.
That's why I was really confused when I read that because I was like, is there not already?
Yeah, there's already a remake because they had like Last of Us that I can't remember when that came out. They did a remake for the PS4, and then now they're looking to do another remake. Like we know the game was good, and the game was like game of the decade at the for that time, like the 2010. It was the game of the decade during that. I think that was the year or whatever, or the decade that it won. But why do we need another remake? Like I can understand maybe waiting, like because it was they did a remake for PS4. I don't see why we need to do a remake for PS5 because we still can play that. It's even part of the PlayStation Plus collection on the PS5. Why don't you just wait until down the road for like the PlayStation 6? It's like, oh hey, this game is still a classic good one or whatever. Let's do another remake. Like wait a while. I don't see why it's got to be now, just so recent.
Right. I feel that. Yeah, or at least wait until you've got access to higher quality software
Yeah.
to put into your game, for this new hardware.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, I'm like, is this remake? Is this not like the remake that they did, or was that a remaster? What's the difference with the remake and remaster? So is the remake just going to be?
We talked about this several episodes ago, Nick.
I know, but I mean, so is the remake just like where they full on like just do a bunch of changes, and the remastered is just
so.
they update. Okay, so then the remake, like, I mean, what? Just wait a bit. Like we already had the game like twice or whatever. Just wait a bit. I know that they'll probably make it look gorgeous and stuff with the remake, and they probably want to make it more, I guess, kind of like what they did with Last of Us 2. I guess maybe with all the different accessibilities that they had, but I just feel like they just need to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, all right. I'm done with that.
Okay.
So,
well,
trivia.
Yeah.
Hope you guys have been thinking about that trivia question because it is time for us to give our answers.
Yeah. So the question is, which publishing company was behind the World of Warcraft comic book that ran from 2007 to 2009? And I told you I will accept like the bigger parent company compared to the smaller studio.
Problem is, I don't know the companies, the publishers.
I wouldn't ask this question if I knew nobody had any chance of getting it.
I don't have a clue.
I'm gonna say Marvel, even though that's probably like way far away from even close to the right answer, I'm just gonna say Marvel.
Do you have a guess?
I'll just do the same one he did. Because
Marvel?
I don't have a clue.
It was DC.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, World of Warcraft was published by Wildstorm, an imprint of DC Comics.
Nice.
See, I told you it wasn't gonna be something you could never guess.
I mean, I knew it was probably gonna be either Marvel or DC. So I went 50-50. But on the off chance that it wasn't like a normal comic book publisher, I was just whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a really good one though, Lindsay. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up this episode. We want you to be able to contact us and check us out on other media platforms. Will, where can they do this?
Well, to make it a little bit easier, you can check out our link tree. Our link tree is at OOTB_gaming. And there you can find our Discord, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, etc. Basically anything and everything dealing with us. So yeah, I mean, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, like it's down there. It's,
Yeah,
click the buttons.
somewhere.
And if you're watching on Twitch, well, I mean, you guys know better than anyone where to find us. But also check out our Patreon and all of the wonderful perks that you can unlock there. And we want to give a huge, massive, loving thank you to our collector's edition Patreon, Cody Watkins, also known as Kitsune's Myth. We love that guy, heckin' tons.
And yes, and if you want to find, hold on real quick. Speaking of Patreon, we recently did have our quarterly giveaway. So Patreon supporting us on Patreon does give you extra entries to the giveaway.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, we'll have our next quarterly giveaway when
June.
Yeah, cool. We don't have games for that yet. I mean, we mostly just kind of wait till we get closer there to see what's kind of popular. But this last quarterly giveaway, we gave away Dead by Daylight, Valheim, and a $20 gift card to the platform of your choosing.
Oh, that just reminds me, I have to send the person. Sorry. Turns out, here's the thing. On Steam, you have to be friends for at least 3 days before you can send a gift card.
Yeah.
Because they chose a Steam gift card. I'd already sent the games, but that was a weird thing Steam did. So thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. But for me, you can find me at YouTube, Twitch, or Instagram at Askin King, or Twitter's Askin King 77.
Please make sure to leave a review on our podcast on whichever platform you found us on. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that like, hit the subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when we post a new video. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys so very much for listening, and please join us next week.
This has been Out of the Box Gaming with Nick Picard, Will Kinsey, and Lindsay's hand. Thanks for playing along.